Imagine waking up one morning, groggy, reaching for your phone, only to see a notification that says, "The world is ending." What do? Panic? Call your mom? Sprint to the nearest supermarket and start hoarding canned beans like you suddenly care about survival skills? Maybe you just stare at the screen, hoping it's some weird marketing stunt, like sponsored by Taco Bell. New nuclear nachos. Try them before they're gone forever. But in 1983, one man saw that exact kind of warning, except instead of a phone notification, it was a Soviet nuclear missile alarm. And instead of a cheesy promo, it was telling him that 5 nukes were flying straight toward the Soviet Union. And if he had reacted like most people, hitting the big red button in pure panic, civilization would have ended that night. But instead, he did nothing. And that single choice saved humanity. So it's 1983. Cold War tensions are thicker than Grandma's secret pancake recipe, and nuclear war is just one bad decision away. Enter Stanislav Petrov, a Soviet officer sitting in a top-secret bunker, watching missile warning screens like it's the most intense moment of a championship game. Then bam, alarms explode through the room. The system screams at him. The US has just launched 5 nuclear missiles straight at the Soviet Union. Now, every dude in the bunker is freaking out like their Wi-Fi just dropped mid-game. People are scrambling, emergency calls are being placed, and somewhere in Moscow, a Soviet general is probably already writing a breakup letter to existence. But Petrov? He's just sitting there, eyeing the alert, sipping his coffee, thinking something feels weird. See, here's the deal. If the United States was actually launching a real nuclear attack, they wouldn't be sending just 5 missiles. That's not how nuclear war works. It wouldn't be a polite 5-missile starter pack. No. It'd be hundreds, all at once, completely overwhelming Soviet defenses. So, why would the US send a casual little 5-pack instead of a full-scale apocalypse? Something wasn't adding up. And this is where Petrov enters galaxy brain mode. Instead of blindly following official Soviet protocol, which basically says, always trust the missile detection system because surely computers never mess up, right? He listens to something far more reliable, his gut instinct. And Petrov's gut? It's telling him the system is wrong. So instead of reporting the attack, instead of launching thousands of Soviet nukes in retaliation, instead of triggering World War III, he does nothing. Yep. Absolutely nothing. And guess what happens next? Also absolutely nothing. No missiles. No explosions. No sorry, life is cancelled news reports. Just a tense silence, and one very relieved Soviet officer who is now looking around the bunker like, so, are we good? Turns out, the warning system was completely wrong. It had misread sunlight bouncing off clouds, mistaking it for a full-blown nuclear launch. Let that sink in, a multi-billion-dollar defense system confused the actual sun for apocalyptic missiles. That's next-level incompetence. Now, here's the worst part. Did Petrov get a hero's welcome? A medal? A thanks for saving humanity text? Nope. Instead, the Soviet government hit him with the coldest ghosting of all time. They basically told him, "You saved humanity? Cool. Now pretend this never happened." No recognition. No promotion. Not even a free drink. Fast forward to the 1990s, after the Soviet Union collapsed and Petrov's story finally got out. He was recognized internationally, honored, and officially crowned as the man who saved the world by ignoring his notifications, which is objectively the best way to win at life. Subscribe for more.